is around guilt, because like I feel guilty for making so much money so easily. Like I start making all this money, and then you have this guilt, and then you feel bad for it, so then you sabotage yourself. So I'm like clearing that out right now, so I can make money easier, because money is so unbelievably easy to make. It's like stupid.
Mhm.
Like New Mexico, same exact highway, and my car engine blows up 20 minutes outside of Santa Rosa, New Mexico. I recreated the exact same thing because it was on my mind the whole time. And you get what you focus on.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not, it's not, it's not, you get what you focus on, uh, like if it's just money. No, you get absolutely everything you focus on because you're creating in your mind. And that's all the physical universe is just manifestations of what it was ever in our mind. That's it. So I create my engine blowing up. Like I'm smoking 1 a.m. My engine starts pouring into my cabin with smoke, and my sunroof is open still, and it won't close because the car's dead. And I had my pillow because I had all my belongings in my car. I'm like moving to LA, right? So I put my pillow up on there because that's the only thing that's gonna fit and cover it. And I'm just like, cool. I'm just gonna chill out here, call up my friend who I travel with. He's actually inside right now recording videos for his program, and I'm like, hey, dude, my car just blew up. Can you come get me? And he turns around, comes and gets me. Um, that's the story I was going to share with you because you had asked
Yeah.
if. But the reason why I think it's interesting is because in the moment, whenever like my car blew up, and it's like, and like the transmission's done, the engine's totally shot. It's just Audi 5000. It ain't working on me. And I didn't care. I was just like I had like a couple, like a little bit of fear, like, is this where I die? I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's it. And then I'm just like sitting there, for the next hour waiting for my friend, just in the cold car. Because I can't turn on my AC or anything. It's like it's dead. I'm just chilling. I'm like, this is really interesting. I felt more guilty than anything, guilty for putting him in a tough spot, but I wasn't scared. Because like that's one of the things is when you do a lot of mental work, you don't fear death because you realize like it doesn't really matter. Like the first thing is, I don't think money. We always talk about success, and the only context that we talk about success is money, and it's the only thing that we all like universally grade each other on, but it's not the only measuring stick. Like right now, a lot of people might want my mental freedom, but they don't want my financial situation. And if I was only using money as a measuring stick, then they wouldn't get any help from me. They couldn't because they would look at my bank account and say, John, I don't want to have your financial situation. You're not a millionaire yet. You got debt. Yeah, I got debt, right now. I got all kinds of stuff going on. And I'm taking risks when most people wouldn't. One of the stupidest fucking things I've ever seen anybody say in my life is I want to be around like-minded people. That's useless. You're saying I want to be surrounded by people who hold me accountable the way that I hold myself accountable, which the way I currently hold myself accountable isn't leading to the things that I want. I want to be around people who think like me. Well, the way that you're thinking is currently leading to your results. Why would you want to be around like-minded people? I want to be around people who think completely different than me, who challenge me in like either making how I explain what I do better or changing how I explain what I do, as an example,
Mhm.
like changing the way that I see the world. Because that's why working and putting in effort, more effort doesn't equal more outcomes. Intention equals outcomes. And all these guys, I'm talking, okay, perfect example. Talking to a guy who's been doing 30 grand a month for like 2.5 years. And I'm like, it sounds like you're at a plateau. And he's like, yeah. But he's like MMA. He's never done any spiritual stuff in his life. And he just has like a few marbles in his head. Marble, I'm not saying he's dumb. He's a very smart guy. But he just doesn't have
He doesn't have as many tools as
depth.
he could have. He has the few tools that he has, and that's
He's
it.
not seeking it.
Right.
It's like whenever you meet people who are successful but simple-minded, like they have a cap on their income because you can only build as high as you can build the foundation deep.
Mhm.
And that's why he's stuck at 30 grand a month, is because he hasn't started doing the mental work to actually dig out more space to build a deeper foundation for higher levels of success. And he's like a closer and he works all day, like energy. And what we're led to believe. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to juxtapose this. I don't even know if I'm using that word right. But we're all led to believe that putting in more effort and energy will lead to more outcomes. That even like wealthy people say that, but even they know that's not the thing that happened. Because there are
did
people
put in
who
more effort and energy into more intentional, specific outcome things, and then they just say,
yeah, they had more intention.
Everybody, I had this conversation the other, I don't know if it was a conversation just with my wife or not, but they put in more effort and energy into more intentional things, but because the intentional things are different for everybody based on what desired outcome you're trying to chase, then it's hard for them to say, well, this is what I did specifically, like, and outline it. Because if somebody does what they do, then they'll end up chasing Sam's dream. Like if somebody does what Sam does, then they're gonna end up chasing my dream rather than their dream. So it's actually almost harmful to say this is exactly what I did, because then it impedes that.
That's why I stopped taking advice from people.
Yeah, it impedes their ability to actually reach their goals. It's just like, well, now you're going to be a mini me of Sam, and that's not what you want. I know that's not the purpose of this world. So why would I hurt you by telling you what I do specifically? Go find your own things that you're going to do specifically, and do those with a lot of energy and intention and passion, and then that will get you to where you want to go. But if I tell you what I did, you're going to get to where I want to go. And although you might think that you want to be where I am because you see the accolades, the money, the whatever, then you might get here and be absolutely miserable because you climbed somebody else's mountain. And that's just the worst feeling ever, is climbing somebody else's mountain and realizing you're on the wrong fucking mountain. And that's I
just like set an intention. I was like so unbelievably certain I'm going to create this. 3 months later, I get a message from a friend. She's like $100 million net worth. She Shark Tank lady. Well, she was invited on. She's like the sweetest person I know. She's like so amazing. And she's like, and I'm not an art broker, so I have not told anybody I'm an art broker. And she reaches out to me and she's like, hey, I got this $950,000 art deal. That, do you know anybody who would want to buy it? And I'm like, holy shit. I just manifested this. Because like there was nothing, no other strings I put out. I just set an intention and it came to me. And I'm still in the middle of the art deal. Turns out it's, by the way, if you know anybody who needs a piece of art, it's a Jackson Pollock, very famous artist, one of the most recent auctions for a Pollock. It sold for 130 million. And this one's not fully authenticated. So if they want to gamble $1 million to see if it's worth somewhere between 20 and 100 million, that's where it's going to land. My intention is to sell it for the $1 million. Let's get it authenticated, pour in maybe 50, 100 grand more to get it authenticated. And then once we know it is, then it will immediately be somewhere between 20 and 100 million. And I'm just going to call up the guy who bought the $130 million painting and sell it to him. And it's like the fundamental belief that I changed in myself is that I used to believe that I couldn't just take bigger baby steps, and I couldn't have it now. And that's a belief that's sold to us, because like we do need to take baby steps. The idea isn't to go like this forever. You just go straight up and to the right, like J curve for life. No, it's just that maybe you have a J curve now that lands you to taking much larger baby steps, because most baby steps are like this big, right? They're these little tiny steps. Why can't we just go like this from the get-go and just increase the size of the step, so we don't have to increase the speed at which we're moving? We just increase the amount of space which we move through with each step. And whenever we do that, that's like the work that I do with people. It's like, how do we it's not faster. It's how do we increase it by an order of magnitude through strategy? Because my thing's strategy. Like if you've ever played.
Well, I did door-to-door sales, and so it's like I made a profession out of like being certain and sounding certain in my tones. Like yes. I make money sounding like I know what I'm talking about, right? That's how I make money. Why would I ever give up that skill? It's a freaking awesome skill. which means everything I say, and some of my family members don't like it, that when I say things, I sound certain as if I like know it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm actually questioning everything I say almost all the time because I want to grow.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
I
yes.
believe what I just said. I don't know, but like, let's float it out there and see if anybody else believes it. And so when I told my
Yeah.
wife, when I was dating her, I was like, look, I'm looking for somebody like to marry that will push back, because I know that when I speak, I sound certain. I also know that 90% of like what's going on inside my head, 90% of what I'm saying, I don't actually know if I believe it. I'm constantly questioning my belief. But if you roll over and just accept whatever I say as truth because it sounded true, then I don't get to grow.
Yeah.
I want to grow. And so I can't be married to somebody who's nothing that makes that work in our relationship, because I've seen this in other people's relationships. And this might, while you work on being arrogant or whatever that looks like for you, I don't
Yeah.
yet, but I think what happens, the degradation of a lot of relationships is the need to be right. And I'm actually committed to not being right. Like, I don't care about being right. I never, even in arguments, or if you want to call that conversations with my wife, neither of us are seeking to be right or be justified in our feelings. Neither of us are. All we care about is kind of like what you said, like the vision board. Hey, what are we trying to create?
Yeah.
Does this help us? Like, I don't care about who's right. I care about what's going to help us get to where we want to go. I'll be wrong. You can slander me. You can say everything. Fine. I'll accept all of it. So where do we go from here? Like, that's all that matters. Like, what's the next step? Because where we're at, we're here already. So where do we go?
Yeah.
What's the next step? Because it doesn't matter about
Really
right. If you think you're right, let's try it out. Let's do your plan for a month and see how we feel in a month. And then if we decide we like my plan better, then we'll go back to my plan until we find something else better. Like, I don't care about being right as far as like, did we decide on something? Are we acting on it to determine whether we like it and it's getting closer to our goals or not? And if it isn't, then let's ditch it. Let's just ditch that belief. Are you intentionally creating, or are you passively being a victim of your surroundings? Like, that is my highest value, which is why I vow never to be the same person in 2 years from now, or in a year from now, or in a month from now. Like, if I'm the same person in a year from now that you met 2 years ago, or 2 months ago, then I failed. Like, I haven't changed at all. What the heck? My whole goal and focus has changed. And if I haven't changed at all, then that sucks for me.